G'day YouTube. I thought it was time to do another species spotlight video. So I brought out my hamata here from the fridge behind me. It's a stunning plant. It's one I've had for years, and I have done absolutely everything wrong with this plant before, but finally, well, the last probably 2 years I've finally had it growing well for me. The main thing I did wrong, I just didn't have good solid highland conditions in my previous greenhouse. The humidity would fluctuate a lot. The temperatures weren't stable. I had no form of cooling, and yeah, this was one plant that just would not stay happy for me. There were a few others like lowlii, adborii, stuff like that they might not have thrived, but they were still happy throughout most of the year. Whereas this one just complained it wouldn't picture. If it did, it would picture for a while, then drop all its pictures. But now that I've got it in nice stable humidity, as you can see, it's holding on to, we've got there 5 good pictures at the moment. One's starting to fade a little bit, or maybe 2, but it's still a stunning specimen of a plant, and it's starting to vine a bit. Thought it was a good time to do it now, because this is, as it's starting to vine, lives on this middle shelf in the fridge here behind me. It's going to have to slide up past the shelf, so it's not going to be as easy to get it out to show it off. Just move my coffee. I'll bring it out for a look. So absolutely gorgeous. The peristomes on these are just insane. Even photos, videos just don't really do it justice. Now you can see on some of my older pictures I seem to have a little bit of algae going. I think that was from the greenhouse. I had a bit of algae problems on the walls, etc., that I've sorted out. So care for this plant. It's definitely enjoys stable highland conditions, as I mentioned before. I've got my daytime temperatures are 26 degrees. It may bump up to 27 occasionally before the fridge kicks on, and the nighttime temperatures are down to 14 degrees. Humidity is pretty stable in there. It sits at 80 to 90%, which is actually probably a little bit higher than I'd like, but due to all the live sphagnum and the amount of plants, it just sits up that high. Naturally it will drop when the fridge kicks on, but the humidifier will kick in and bump it back up before it drops too low. Potting mix for this, I've got it in my cocoa chips and perlite mix, about 50-50 of each, and a top dressing of live sphagnum moss. I've seen a few other people mention it, that hamatas really do appreciate the live moss on top, and you can actually see there the roots starting to scramble through it. So I might just sort of cover that back up. They do see a lot of them seem to basil quite prolifically. Mine hasn't for me yet, but that's right. I'm happy just having the single growth. You can see there the distance between the nodes is really starting to stretch out. I got a new picture coming there, which I suppose as it goes up, this might start moving into intermediates now, and hopefully I'll get some uppers soon. And then as it stretches, I'm going to have to figure out how to manipulate it to not outgrow my fridge. Just thinking, there's not too much more about these plants. A bit lower light than a lot of other highlanders. You can see here I have I did get some light burn. That was in the greenhouse previously. These older leaves are just starting to fade. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so it lives. That's actually the reason my light is offset from the center there, is to allow a couple of the lower light loving plants. You got lingulata back there still. Just room to grow up, a little bit more shade before they push up through there. This has been one of my favourites. So I definitely have to get some more into the collection, and hopefully I'll be able to flower them at some point, because it's just such a great little species. You can see I had to pull a few other plants out to get this out. It's a beautiful little Cingulata cross Diabolica from Pitcher and Moss. You can see some indoor plants back there as well. A little Glabrata. And another spectacular highland species is this little Inimus cutting, which is just popping a third picture back there and is just starting to stretch out as well. So hopefully that'll continue to go nicely and enjoys slipping up past the top shelf. I might keep it at that for today, just a nice short video. Yeah, good highland temps, high humidity, and stable humidity is such a big thing for hamatas. If it starts to shift and drop, they do tend to drop their pitches quite quickly, or you get a hot day, they can drop it. It won't damage the plant, but it just takes away from the enjoyment of having a beautiful looking plant. Alright, thanks again. See you next time.